Hello, bronies. I see you have sniffed out yet another redesign video. I promise these won't last forever. I think these two are the last of the main 6, unless I redo Pinky and Fluttershy as I suggested in my first few videos. You should really check those out if you haven't already. Promise you'll see some deliciousness. To those of you who have stuck by me through this series, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this tangent of Haunt's creation, and I'm grateful to every one of you for checking this video out and giving it a chance. Alright, enough affection for you today. On to the haunts. I diagnose you with more Twilight Sparkle. When artists design Twilight, I feel like we're all inviting a whole lot of pressure onto ourselves. There are some big expectations to fulfill here, and it really helped to have a plan already in place even before starting to redesign these creatures. Pegasi, tall and feathered. Unicorns, small and deer-like. Normal horses, sturdy strong. I immediately knew that Twilight, what her first appearance would look like. She'd be small, unnoticeable, and likely have quite a standoffish expression and pose. I also decided to chop her hair off, or her mane, as I've seen so many updo pics while searching references, and they're just so cute on her. It just makes sense for her to bob her hair too. She was far more interested in studying than self-care. This new look still matches her original style and shape language while just adding a dash more character and a unique silhouette. On to the reason y'all are seeing 2 Haunses on this sheet. I wanted to include both her unicorn form and her freshly alicornified form in this process. Though I did accidentally start her aged alicorn look in the same file. If you haven't seen my fully grown alicorn Twilight form yet, you should check out that video when you're through with this one. I've heard it can cure sleep paralysis. Oh, before I forget again, I'm going to change Twilight's name and her cutie mark along with her various forms. Her cutie mark is cute and it really fits with her name, but I think it could have had a little more Destiny spice sprinkled into it. I designed Twilight while I was still in my try to make the cutie mark blend in phase, so I didn't really push myself to overhaul the look. Instead, I settled for a Celtic knot symbol. While drawing, I looked into Norse runes, and Google told me that My Little Pony actually used Celtic runes in their magic system. Now don't quote me on this, I may be entirely wrong, as I cannot remember where I sourced that information from. Just, source trust me, bro. It might have been one of those experimental AI summaries, the ones that tell you to put glue on your pizza to make the cheese stick. Anywho, I also looked into Celtic knot symbols, and this one came up when I searched friendship. I tweaked it ever so slightly to better reflect a star, slapped it on her flank, and called it a day. I really liked the end result and the symbolism hidden within it, and it matched her coat and her destiny super well. Perhaps upon first glimpse, ponies would assume the symbol is simply a magic sparkle, pointing to her destiny of being a protege and apprentice of Celestia, but later on it would become apparent that her abilities would be so much more vital to the well-being of all of Equestria. Well, here she is. I liked the term star sign better than sparkle, as it better matched her new cutie mark, her place between Luna and Celestia, and her destiny. I was super proud of the rendering on her maiden tail too, and I tried my hardest to make her coat and wings look like a melding of dawn and dusk of the Twilight. I also continued my tradition of specialized unicorn glasses for her, though I think I might have made a mistake on the second drawing's horn placement. Oh well. Actually, speaking of the horn, I kind of wished I'd slimmed it down a little. I was trying to match the severe straight lines of Twilight's haircut and the curvature of her horn, but I think it can be improved someday. Let me know what you think of my name changing and cutie mark redesign in the comments. We actually have a guest of honor here, Spike. A few people inquired of him, and I was determined to at least try and approach a Spike redesign. I ran into a lot of hiccups along the way, including losing motivation for weeks on end after seeing how many artists were doing the same things I planned for Spike. However, it was thanks to you guys that I was inspired afresh. I streamed some sort of Chaos Inferno a while ago, and someone suggested I draw a raptor, and behold, my procrastination was cured. I really should do that more often. I want to stream again. Do you guys want to see another stream where I'm like only drawing your suggestions and just adding it onto the monstrosity that becomes the canvas? Let me know. I know interruptions are lame, but watch me do it anyway. I have a pass, as I am also somewhat lame, as in my legs. I just wanted to meekly request a like, or if you're feeling devious, a subscribe. It tells YouTube that you're enjoying my hard work, and subscribing would notify you of when I next post. I'm also posting some sneak peeks and early videos for members here, and I've started posting on Patreon a bit as well. If you're interested in early access things and stuff. Only do so if you want. Absolutely zero pressure. I'm grateful for anyone who would sit down to just watch my videos or browse my art. Your presence is enough. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and let's get on to our Spike shenanigans. I decided to draw Spike in a more raptor-like way, thank you Chaos Stream, including feathers and crests galore. I think it's quite unique, and I loved drawing his little dinosaur form with wings. It just works. I'm also trying a new style here, as you can see with his expressions and coloring. Let me know if you can spot the differences in this drawing compared to the others I've done. Well, not much to say about Spike, but here he is. Now, as I pan over a few bits, did you also find Spike kind of annoying in the series? I remember watching episodes on like a really rare occasions, and I was always displeased with how Spike acted, how he was treated, and how the writers just nerfed something as sick as a dragon companion. It also seems like he took a backseat when the topic of friendship came up, though Twilight always insisted Spike was as dear to her as her other 5 pony friends. Please do tell me your thoughts on Spike's MLP appearance in the comments. I know he's vital, I don't know. It felt like he was bullied, but then also severely annoying. It's Stronkin time. Okay, please tell me if Applejack gives off freckled, suntanned, beach blonde vibes or not, because in my head, she is all that and a bottle of applesauce. Applejack is the strength of the team, and she represents loyalty, I think. She's quite the perfect fit for that, honestly. She's loyal to her family and to her friends in a very honest sort of way from what I've seen. I really wanted to emphasize her strength in her body shape while giving a nod to her warm personality in her posing. I made her legs sturdy and strong and added some feathering as a reference to the power of draft horses and for a touch of floof. Her mane and tail styles were quite difficult to plan. You can see me like go over and over and over again just making all sorts of different hairstyles. I don't know. Many artists just give her braids, which honestly fits her southern attitude wonderfully, but I also love the current shape of her mane and tail. So to combine the best of both worlds and to branch out a bit in styling exploration, I tried 2 different approaches. Left pose, a docked look and a short mane, while the right pose sports a French braid look and a braid ponytail style for her tail. As a disclaimer, I am not advocating for docked tails. Many draft horses have a dock, and I think it's to help keep their tails out of the way of harnesses and to keep it from getting dirty or tangled. Again, not advocating, just explaining my reasons for going this route. It's also probably easier to care for, and since Applejack works on a farm, her mane and tail would get dirty quite easily, and she's likely not going to spend a lot of time fixing her hair. It would be easier to just chop chop. I'm sure you've noticed Applejack's patterns and colors by now, and I'm hoping you like it. I knew immediately that I wanted to make Applejack a Palomino Appaloosa with a blanket on her hindquarters and a flea-bitten pattern all over. What was hard to decide on was the color of her cutie mark, but I'll touch on that later. Now you might ask, why a flea-bitten pattern? What is a flea-bitten pattern? And I'll toss up a flea-bitten gray here on the screen in answer to the latter. It's kind of a freckledy sort of look. As for the former, Applejack canonically has freckles, but gosh, give her more? Have you seen the absolute beauty of people who have insane amounts of freckles all over? I've seen maybe 2 people in my entire life with such a look, and I can confidently say it is as stunning to me as vitiligo. Skin is such an interesting, beautiful thing. So much character. You can etch stories into skin. It's beautiful. And I'm so thankful that there are just so many different gorgeous kinds to reference in my art. We're getting to the end of my rambles here, but a final note for her cutie mark. I had a time trying to figure out how to not make her cutie mark blend in while also still making it blend with her coat. I finally outlined an apple shape in red and settled on shiny gold for its color. I think it's pretty cute and neat, almost like a little hole for the golden coat to shine through in the blanket on her hindquarters. Perhaps it blends in too much. Let me know in the comments what you think of these choices. All right, here is the little lady herself. I'm trying to branch out a little more with these designs, giving the ponies more accessories, expressions, and poses to emphasize their personalities and their everyday lives. I'm also experimenting with little borders complementing each pony's color palette, shape language, and attitude. What do you think? Is there anything you would have done differently? I know several of you were mentioning that Applejack is your favorite character, and I dearly hope I did her justice. I don't know how many more ponies I have to go, but I'm excited for them all. If you've made it this far and would like to see more, I'll link the My Little Pony redesigned playlist here. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like or commenting your opinions below. I'm always super grateful for your feedback. Also, please check out this insane fan art, please. The chaotic and wonderful members of our Discord server turned me into a cat. It's amazing. I am Crete, Cat Creed, Crete. Someone else said Crat. It's amazing. I'm in love. Just thank you all. I keep looking at these and going, what the actual? Anyway, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and I'll see you guys next time.